Welcome to our Peak Avenue e1ns e-learning. Did you ever wonder how e-learning can teach you how to do FMEA using a powerful software tool? Then you found the right video. This video will give you an idea of how the Peak Avenue e1ns e-learning concept works and can help you to train many employees easily. As you can see, the idea is to train the methodological background, to explain the views and usage of the software in screenshots, and give a direct example to see the workflow of working in Peak Avenue e1ns. Additionally, we do provide a handout which gives a consistent example to be repeated, or the participant is free to create an own example. Of course, the handout can be kept after the training. This way it is possible to always look up the workflow, tips and tricks after the training, whenever there are questions. But why should you choose Peak Avenue e-learning? The advantages are obvious. Everyone can individually adjust their working speed during the training. Individual training sessions can be carried out at any time and from any location. During the training period of 1 month, the individual sessions can be repeated as often as desired. During this period, all participants have their own Peak Avenue e1ns training cloud at their disposal, in which the examples shown can be actively reproduced and extended by their own examples. In order to provide a focused training on the most important topics for everybody, we do offer the e-learning training for methodology, covering both design and process individually. In these, the methodology is taught, and the usage of the software is kept to a minimum. These courses are mainly focused on team members for an FMEA session that need to know the methodology and be able to follow the work of the moderator in the software, but do not need to work in the software independently. For colleagues that need to actually create FMEAs and work in the software, we do offer the PLATO e1ns user trainings, both for design and process FMEA. While the design FMEA training also includes the creation of block diagrams, the process FMEA training includes an individual session focusing on process flow charts and control plan. If you use Peak Avenue template management, you can get to know the basic idea of this system and its workflow in a separate course. With the release of new software versions, we also offer update courses at regular intervals, which introduce you to the new functionalities in separate videos. Besides these, additional e-learning courses are currently under preparation. So stay up to date and visit our homepage from time to time. The e-learning courses follow the 7 steps to FMEA, according to the AIG VDA handbook, while each step is an individual session. On the one hand, pure methodology courses are available, explaining the origin, the need for, and the individual steps to an FMEA. On the other hand, Peak Avenue e1ns user trainings are available, teaching how to apply which module of the software to support in the different steps of FMEA creation. To show you the interaction of methodology and software training, you can check out this video, in which we briefly showcase Step 2, the structural analysis, for a process FMEA. Let us start with an example of the structure analysis step in the process FMEA. In Step 2, the structural analysis, the previously defined process is analyzed in more detail and broken down into individual subprocesses. As already mentioned, block diagrams such as those in e1ns aspects or the structure tree can help here. In addition, the process can be visualized via process flow diagrams. All this creates a good starting point for the functional analysis in Step 3. In the structural analysis, the process is normally broken down over 3 levels. From the process item, which can be an overall process or a product, via the process steps or stations, to the 4M elements, or also named as cause elements, as the lowest level of the PFMEA structure. Let's have a look on a typical process structure. The process item describes the desired result and includes specifications as well as product and process requirements. The second level contains the actual process. This means the manufacturing or assembly steps, or the process stations. The lowest level of a process FMEA are always the cause or M elements. These are elements such as man, machine, used materials, environment, method, management, and so on. Normally this level is limited to 4 types of cause elements. Therefore it is often called the 4M level. That is, all elements that can have an impact on the process, and thus provide causes for failure modes in the process steps. Let's look at an example. Which processes or stations are required or passed through for the assembly of the gas detector? The answer could be the gluing of LCD with housing cover, the screwing of measuring unit and housing lower part, the joining process for the battery contacts and housing lower part, the wiring of battery contacts and housing lower part, and the screwing of housing cover and housing lower part. There are different ways to perform the structural analysis in Peak Avenue e1ns. One possibility is to use the module e1ns architect. The item element to be analyzed is centrally located as a so-called focus element. The process steps or stations are located as subsystem elements below. This structure results in a structural network and can be also visualized in the structure tree. Both show the hierarchy of the structure. Now let's extend this analysis to the third level, the cause or M elements. Which M elements play a role in the gluing process? The answer could be the employee at the gluing station, the glue gun, the glue, and the extraction system. By linking the second level focus element with subelements, a structural network originates, and the structure tree is now extended to 3 levels. If we look at the level of the process steps a little more closely, we may have already noticed that it is actually a process flow that is listed here in a flat list. There is a second possibility, to perform at least parts of the structural analysis in Peak Avenue e1ns. The modules e1ns flow and e1ns process flow can be used to create process flow charts or diagrams for the process level and the 4M level. These steps do not necessarily have to be arranged linearly, as shown here, but can also run in parallel or nested. More detailed information on the application of the modules e1ns flow and e1ns process flow in the structural analysis can be found in the corresponding lessons on software application. To conclude this chapter, let us summarize once again. The structure of a process FMEA consists of 3 levels. The top level is the process item or product with its requirements and specifications. The second level is the process steps, which can come from a process flow diagram. And the third level consists of the M elements, which could also come from a process flow diagram. After the structural analysis is complete, we can move on to the functional analysis. We will focus on this in the next video. In addition to the methodological aspects and the explanations of the software application, video sequences from the software complement the content shown. Let us look at such a video sequence as an example. It shows the creation and sorting of subsystem elements in the application e1ns architect. This is the end of our short insight into the Peak Avenue e-learning concept. Thank you for watching the video. And if you are now actually interested in one of the sessions or want to get more information, do not hesitate to contact us. We are looking forward to hearing from you and are at your disposal for further questions.